Give out team grades for the 2023 season, and this part will be the SEC. Firstly, let's start with Vanderbilt. As you can see, a 2-10 record is not good however you slice it. Many people thought that they could potentially get over the hump and get to a bowl game this year, as last year they went 5-7 and were close to a bowl game spot. But this year was even worse. And even one of the games Hawaii that they won, they barely won it, and Hawaii had traveling issues. But it's not like they're expected to be a great team, so I gave them just a D. Next, we got Arkansas. And as you can see, I gave them a rare F. I didn't give very many A+ and Fs in this series because I wanted to emphasize the programs that got those. And Arkansas was just a disappointment. 0-7-6 last year with KJ Jefferson coming back. People thought they could be an 8-9, maybe even 10-win team. But they weren't anything close. Now, they did have really close games to LSU and to Alabama, but still, no matter how you slice it up, this team going 4-8 is absolutely terrible. So for that reason, they get an F. Next, we got Mississippi State, and it's just super unfortunate the situation they got put in. RIP to Mike Leach. Zach Arnett stepped in, and it honestly wasn't terrible, but they looked pretty lifeless in most games. None of us really expect them to have a great season, but if you dissect these games, a 5-7 record is honestly pretty fraudulent. So for that reason, they get a D-. Nextly, we got South Carolina, and Beamer ball this year just wasn't it. At the end of last year, they knocked off Clemson and Tennessee. We thought they could ride that momentum into this year, but it just didn't happen. Their offensive line was atrocious, and because of that, Spencer Rattler didn't play like he did last November. So for those reasons, they get a D. Next to the Florida Gators, and people always drink the Kool-Aid on the Florida Gators. I personally thought this is exactly what they were going to be, but they got votes to be in the preseason top 25 last year. They went 5-7, and they did upset Tennessee. But as we know, Tennessee's a pretty average team, so because of that, they get a D+.